Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Tuesday edition of the Computer
3
America Show.
minutes until
We're
showtime.
going to be starting, as you hear, in about less than 3 minutes. We have something called iPal in the first hour, and of course, computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, I guess we'll go into the chat room now. Ben?
Oh, did you know that anyone who is a fan of our news segment,
Yeah.
we regularly use a website called Device.
Yes. Yeah.
And turns out, about 5 days ago, I learned about this, and tonight is their last night available.
Oh, they're going under?
They're closing down.
Okay. All right. Masood, are you there?
No comment? You really like their website.
Yeah, I do. I really like it a lot. It's just sad that it's going down. Masood, are you there? Are you connected?
2 minutes until showtime.
Masood, can you hear us? Hello, Masood. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
You're back there. Okay, I just want to make sure that you're back.
Yes.
Okay. What did your family say?
We have 2 modems, as we have switched, and I told them to be on the other service and don't touch this other one.
Okay.
They are fine with it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you say you have 2 modems, but they all share the same internet connection, do they not? It's a different modem.
No, it's a two different internet connections.
You have, but you still have one ISP coming to your home.
He has 2 different.
I told you I was switching service. So right now there are 2 internet providers.
All right.
And I did not disconnect one of them intentionally.
Okay.
And I said, let me just
1
one more day.
minute until showtime.
Okay.
How long are the commercials?
At the bottom of the hour. This is like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you sound good. I'm going to put you on that mute that that I showed you before. So you're going to be on standby, and we'll talk for a few minutes, and then we'll bring you on in the first hour. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, here we go. Okay.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
Ben, you're here again.
I know. And I'm going to be here every day this week.
Except Friday.
Every day next week.
Except Friday.
And then from then on, Monday and Tuesday.
Right. Except Friday. You won't be here Friday because it's the 4th of July.
No, I'll be here.
Unless you know something that I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be here. There will be no show Friday, but I will be here.
Oh, you will be here.
Yeah, just sitting in a dark room with the lights off.
Exactly. Well, again, yes, that is the new schedule here on the show, and we made a couple of quick changes. Basically, when Charles Tyndall comes back on the 6th, is it the 14th of July, which is the I guess the 3rd week, he will be. Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. You, Ben, will be on Mondays and Tuesdays with us. So they're going to share the co-host. That's why if you go to ComputerAmerica.com, on our homepage now, you'll see both of our co-hosts smiling at you, you know, in between the propeller. And also I took Lunchbox's suggestion. made a nice one. Basically, I don't know if you looked at the home page since, Ben, but I have moved the chat room to our to a more visible place right at the top of the screen. So I think that
it's starting to remind me of the story of the I'm forgetting what country or nationality he's from, but the boy with the dam and he sticks his finger in it and saves the town. That's what Craig's doing. Our website, that is our metaphorical dam, is just bringing leaks left, right, and center, and Craig is sticking his fingers and toes in it.
But you designed it, and I like.
And you broke it.
How did I break it? I did. We added more things to it,
Yeah, you just kind of threw them at the wall, and I don't know. Needs work.
Stuck, exactly. Well, you're working on a new version of the
I am.
So okay, yeah, Lunchbox in this chat room says it's a start. So, I'm curious to see what you're going to come up with.
Well, you've already seen the very, very beginning of it. Like, I've only done like the front page.
Okay.
Well, you've seen it, right?
Yes. Yes, you showed it briefly. Yes, I remember, but I think you made some changes since then.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, then I understand. It is what it is at this point. And when do you think we may expect to see it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm done giving out timelines. That's
no timeline. Okay.
No timelines.
All right. Well, again, welcome into the Computer America Show. In hour 2, we're going to have computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. But in this first hour, we're going to have a guest. Now, if you have a comment or question about anything we're talking about on tonight's show, you can give us a call at 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. That'll get you on and get you through. We also have email set up when we're live and on the air. It is live, L-I-V-E, at computeramerica.com. You can also join us in our live interactive add-on chat room. From our homepage, right at the top there, you'll see there's a button that says chat room/video. Click it. It'll take you to our chat room page. You'll see our add-on chat room. It's right there. Toward the bottom of that page, you put in a username. That's the name that you'll be known by when you go into the chat room. Click the sign-in button, and your Java-enabled browser on a Windows machine, Mac, Linux, they all work will move you into the chat room. And sharing that same page is our live Computer America video streaming page, which is brought to you by Otherworld Computing. Quality products, expert support since 1988, now celebrating its 25th anniversary. If you need anything for your Mac, you need to visit them at www.macsales.com. I was just talking to them yesterday. They got some really interesting things that they're now doing. They have they're starting some new videos on how to, like it might say what is an SSD, what is a RAID system. They're going to be adding that to their website. Now you can get PlayStation 4 upgrades right at their website. In other words, if you go to their website, macsales.com, and if you put in the keyword, search for PlayStation 4, what you will see is 2 different upgrade kits that they offer now. They have a 1.5 terabyte, 1.5 terabyte drive, but it's not only the drive. They give you the flash drive, the tools to install it, and also they have a 1 terabyte drive. It's $114 with free shipping. Okay, they give you the screwdriver, the drive. They even give you the flash drive. They give you an external case too, so if you want to move it, you can. $115 includes everything. And we got some great deals at Otherworld Computing. So check them out at www.macsales.com. And you'll be happy that you did. Tell them we said hi when you go there too. Okay. So. Anything else you want to mention before we get started tonight, Ben?
No. The only little bit of news I have, I guess, can wait until we do technology news. So I think I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, our guest tonight is from a company called I2I, and it's not spelled EY. It's spelled the letter I, a number 2, and then the letter I again. So it's I2I. And they make something called iPal, which is intelligent and can assist you in many ways because it knows what your eyes see and do. It tracks only things that are important to you and therefore anticipates your need. Using the processing power of a computer, iPal makes sense of information you see and uses that information to help you. With such power, the possibilities for iPal are endless. And, you know, in this day and age where we're talking about Google Glasses and things that you wear, wearable technology, I have to say this iPal looks very, very interesting. And so joining us is Dr. Masood Fasiri. Masood is the founder and CEO of i2i, the makers of iPal. Masood, welcome to Computer America. How are you?
Hi, thank you, Greg. I'm glad to be here.
So this is exciting stuff. I mean, I'm looking at the website. Why don't you now? You're a doctor. What is your doctorate in? Tell me a little bit about you.
I have a PhD in electrical engineering. After I finished my high school, I attended Purdue University at West Lafayette, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And after the Bachelor of Science and Master's, I continued to PhD program. It was all focused in electrical engineering, and specifically it was in optics and electromagnetic field.
Okay, so you obviously have the background for something like this.
Right. So I understand the optics part, and I have been working in different companies building various systems. In 1995, I joined Nortel Network. At the time, internet really was not there yet, and we built some of the systems that internet was built on.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose any network that you look at, you will see pieces of network gears from Nortel. At the time, they were pushing the boundaries on data transmission on fiber optics.
Okay, so you obviously have the background to do something like this. Let me ask you, what inspired you to create something, this wearable, create a wearable device like the iPal?
iPal is a wearable device. It's a pair of smart glasses, and it allows you to take pictures with your eyes. It allows you to record what your eyes see in form of video. And the reason I was interested in this concept is because I have two kids, and I kept taking pictures and recording video.
Mm-hmm.
And kids, they keep doing lots of precious things, and you want to capture everything, and you can never capture everything that they do, because you have to go grab the camera, turn it on, point it at them, and as you do that, you actually miss the moment yourself. So you end up being either a cameraman or enjoying the moment. And many times people decide to just enjoy the moment.
Mm.
So my question was really, how can we enjoy the moment and capture it too? It turns out the answer to this would be, you can do it if you can record what your eyes see effortlessly, without holding a camera, without worrying about pointing it properly. Your brain is already pointing your eyes at what you want. So if we can follow your eyes and capture what your eyes are focusing on, then we can capture everything that you are interested in without requiring you to really sacrifice the moment and enjoying the experience.
Wow. Now, so
it all started from a personal need.
Right. Well, obviously, you know, there are other wearable cameras. There's the GoPro. There's some are in the form of smart glasses that are available. I mean, obviously, there's the Google Glass. And there are a number of these things that are out there. No, but I don't know of any of them that work with your eyes. I mean, basically, how does iPal differ from these different devices that are out there currently?
Right. So you're right. There are a bunch of those, and one of those that has received lots of attention in the media is Google Glass.
Mm-hmm.
But what is in common among all those devices? It's just really a camera attached to glasses. So none of them are aware of what you are looking at, if your eyes are open or closed. And often when you turn them on, they can record something that your head is pointing at. But you know our eyes are not fixed. Our eyes can move up, down, sideways, left, right, corners, up, down. And those cameras, they are unaware of what you are looking at. So, but that was really the first kind of solution people came up with. They were trying to, again, enjoy the moment, and they thought it's because you have to use the device with your hand. They thought if you can make it hands-free, then you're there. What they didn't realize was it has to be not only hands-free, it has to also be attention-free. What happens with all the cameras out there, which they refer to them as wearable camera or smart glasses, you have to point those with your head. And if any of you have tried that, you will figure out quickly that pointing a camera with your head is much more difficult than pointing a smartphone or camera with your hand. And as soon as you start enjoying the moment, you are going to forget to point your head in the right direction, and then you run into the same problem. So the reason we take pictures or record video is because there are moments that we care about and we want to capture it. So really hit or miss is not an option with everything else that is out there, because they don't have the intelligence to see what you are looking at. You always run into hit and miss situation. Now, there are cameras that, in order to avoid that, they have made the field of view of the camera so wide that everything would be there. But the downfall of that approach is that you are recording too much, and you probably are looking at 5 or 10% of that whole scene. So most of the stuff that you record, in a way, is irrelevant. It's not what you cared about. So what iPal does, follows your eyes. It knows exactly what you are looking at. And it tracks both of your eyes. So it has a sense of also the depth. And because it knows exactly what you are doing, it can capture it. Now, you can find lots of sophisticated cameras out there for several $1,000s or tens of thousands. But none of these cameras can zoom on their own automatically, because they have no idea what to zoom on. In case of iPal, because it's following your eye, it monitors your eye movement. It knows when you are staring at something. It knows when your eyes are moving quickly. And we use that information to zoom automatically on what you are paying attention to, or go to wide-angle view. So, and in iPal, we have 2 cameras that look at the world, look at the scene. And with these 2 cameras, we are able to create videos that are like multi-cameras that you can get in studios.
All right. So in other words, whatever you're looking at the moment, that's what gets recorded. You don't necessarily have to turn your head like a robot and pan with your head. You can actually pan with your eyes, which is basically how real life works. And somehow it reads how your eyes are moving. Now, obviously, there's nothing attached to your eyeball, because that would be very painful. So how
Absolutely, yes.
How are you tracking the eyes with this?
Okay, so what we have in iPal, we have 2 kind of micro camera or tiny cameras that are pointed towards your eyes. And these cameras take pictures of your eyes 30 to 60 times per second. So basically, we know every move your eyes make, we know it. And given that we know what each eye is looking at, we can figure out where in the scene you are looking at. And those cameras that, as I said, just take pictures of your eyes, we use that to see what your eye is doing. And then we correlate what your eyes are looking at to what is happening in the scene with the 2 other cameras that we have, and they are pointing to the scene. And those function like your eyes, the 2 eyes that we have. And eye trackers,
Masood,
and the eye trackers, and yes.
Masood,
Hello?
what I'm going to ask you to do is, because we'll keep talking about this, but someone in your home is using the internet, and I know you have two lines, but they're doing it, and it's just interfering with your voice again. Can you please ask everybody in your home just to stop using the internet, turn it off, and leave you alone, so at least for the rest of this hour, because they're interfering with this interview and causing a problem. Tell them to turn the TV off.
Okay.
Stop downloading, doing anything, please, because it's interfering with your conversation. In the meantime, while he's doing that, we are talking about this really interesting product called iPal, and it's a you look at it and it's a I don't know if you look at the pictures of it, it's like a heavily rimmed, not heavily, but it's like a rimmed, it's like
I would call them hipster glasses.
Yeah, they're hipster. They're like a glasses that Clark Kent would wear. You know, they're the black rimmed glasses. And other than the fact that where the hinge is, right where the hinge meets the glass with the temple of the glass, evidently they have two cameras. There's one on the left and one on the right. And that's the. Other than that, when you look at the glasses, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's. And that's my other concern, though, that we have privacy issues here. Because if someone's wearing these glasses and they're recording me, I don't know what's. I wonder if there's an indicator or something on the glasses letting you know that it's recording. You know, I'm not sure.
I doubt there would be.
Yeah. Okay.
I doubt there would be. But I mean, looking at these glasses, I mean, I wear glasses. I see people wearing glasses all the time. These would be pretty easy to spot. You know?
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, just having two lenses on the outside, you know, on the left and right outside of the glasses, that seems pretty obvious to me, at least.
Yeah, and it might be obvious, but I don't know. You know, if
like, you know, there doesn't need to be like, you know, a backpack with a little sign over your head saying, you know, recording. But I mean, it's probably not going to tell you that you are recording, but I mean, it's going to be obvious. It's going to be obvious that they're wearing these. I would really like to ask your guests if these are, you know, just, you know, sunglasses, sporting glasses, or are they prescription as well?
Okay, but I think he's back. Masood, are you back?
Yes, I'm back here.
Okay, and you sound better. So yeah,
okay,
so let's talk a little bit about the glasses. Are the frames that we see here the only frames that you're going to have, the black ones?
I don't know what you are looking at, but we have a number of colors and styles on Indiegogo page.
Ah. I'm looking at the meetipal.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to igg.me/@iPal, you will see the different colors, the different styles that are out there.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at them right now. You know, you have your basic black with like the yellow tint, someone with black tint with a teal tint, and then you also have I don't know what to call that, like turtle shell. You know, just that brown and lighter brown striation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So many different kinds. You know, and just one thing I was musing about just a second ago. Are these intended to be used as sunglasses or just like glasses on its own? Or can they be fitted with prescription?
These are eyeglasses for everyday use, and you can put your prescription lenses in it.
Okay.
Anybody can put the power, the prescription that they need. So everything that we have done is in the frame itself.
Now, so when you're recording something, is there any kind of indication, like an on the air thing, or is there a light that comes on, or is it just surreptitious?
Yes. So we heard this from our fans on Facebook and other places, and we have added two red lights that when the cameras are on, it allows people to know that these cameras are recording. So it will hopefully it will address some of the privacy concerns that some people have.
So there are two little red lights on the glasses. I mean, that light up. You say?
Yes, there is a red LED. It is not shown in that in the images that you see there, but there is a tiny LED under the camera itself that goes on, and it would be visible to you that this is on.
That's cool. So you have two little. One where each you sort of like look like the Terminator. You know, you have glowing red eyes. You know. Which you
right. Well, so we thought this would be the simplest way to address some of that concern.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking. So when it first came out, and I guess while you were still doing your Indiegogo campaign, they weren't at first going to have anything to show that they were recording. But I'm personally, I'm glad that that your customers spoke up and spoke out, because that's a really good feature for people.
Well, that's really the whole point of the crowdsourcing and crowdfunding campaign. It's not just really to raise money, it's also to get them involved in the design process and ask them what is it that they care about more, what are the features that we need to include, what are the features that they don't care, and maybe we can eliminate. And the privacy is one of the questions that we heard about, and we decided to address it. After all, this is for them to use, not for us to play with.
Now, the Google Glass, for example, has a display, and that's one of the things. Now, does iPal have any kind of a display for its wearers to see?
Yes. Short answer is yes. What we have done in iPal design is we said there is no point that people have to wear the processor, the battery, and everything on their face. Because when it comes to wearables, we have to really judge anything else, even including technology, with other standards that we have for wearables, like a shirt, like a pair of shoes. They have to look good, they have to be stylish, you have to be able to customize the shape. So given those requirements that wearables have, we decided to keep the minimum number of components in the frame and move everything else to an iPod size control module, where the battery is, where the processor is, and everything else, all the other electronic components. And what that allows us to do then is we can come up with different frame styles. For example, this is the current model that we have is rectangular. We can make it circular. We can come up with different shapes and different colors, because that's what people like. People like to have a choice when they select anything that they want to wear.
And the other thing is, with the Google Glass, everything is crammed into the glasses themselves, whereas with iPal, it actually attaches to a little, looks to me like a little, not a box, but a little flat rectangle.
Right.
Yeah, what is that?
So we have different philosophies with iPal and Google with Google Glass. I need to add this first, that in my opinion, Google is the most innovative company today. Now I will talk about Google Glass, and I think Google has done an excellent job with promoting wearable computing devices like Google Glass and iPal. And none of these startups could have done the job promoting these concepts as well as Google has done. Of course, they have the money and they can do it, and we appreciate it. With the solution that they have, if you look at some of the YouTube videos that they talk about Google Glass, they actually started this as a display device. So there was no camera when they first designed it. As you know, Google is in the business of search engine, and they want to use advertising and other things. And there is a niche group of people who want to have their cell phone on all the time in front of their eyes, if the email came, if there is a text or so. So to address that requirement, they came up with this solution that we can put a display in front of your eyes. It's on all the time, and you can see it. You don't have to grab the cell phone from your pocket to look at it. But as they did that, they really did not pay much attention to the wearable requirements. So the battery, the processor, everything is in there. And the display has been put above your eye level. So when you start looking at that screen, then that creates a distance between you and other people.
Mm-hmm.
It isolates you from others. And some of the negative comments that you might have heard really comes from there. Whereas with iPal, we have a different philosophy. We say, go live your life, enjoy it, and create. So iPal is a really tool for creation, for creators. And a display device is a tool for consumers. Consume more data, consume more email. And what happens then? That creates a really distance between you and real life. We think we already spend too much time in front of computers and other devices.
No.
And we don't need to have something in front of our eyes all the time.
Okay. All right. Of course, with as you say, with Google Glass, it's supposedly glasses for your lifestyle. You know, so if you go to an airport, you can see the schedules, and I mean, it's
very much consumer oriented.
Consumer oriented. But I understand what you're doing here with iPal. And again, I mean, how many times have you gone to a concert and people are, you know, like a concert where they're playing musicians, and people are taking their phones and they're holding them up over their head and the camera, and they're trying to take the videos. I mean, it's not as that, and then they get a video that's not as how they saw it. You know, it's like kind of disassociated. Whereas if you can get video from what it is that you're seeing, you know, as you're seeing it and reaction, I would think that would be a much more natural experience of doing something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're right, and that's really the starting point for iPal. The reason we want to take a picture or record a video is because first our eyes see something and we like it, and then based on what we have seen, we say, let's record it. This is good. We value this. And given that what we really care about is what our eyes see, then it's natural, as you mentioned, to just record what your eyes see and the way your eyes see it.
Mm.
And that was our starting point with iPal. And then we realized the fact that we can see what your eyes see, the fact that we know what your eyes do, it can actually allow us to do way more than a camera.
Sure.
So in iPal,
that's
in iPal, camera is just one app.
Right.
In the whole solution.
All right, Music Means, we're at the bottom of the hour. We're going to take a break. We are talking about iPal, a wearable technology that lets you take video of what it is that you're seeing. Dr. Masoud Vaziri is here with us. We'll be right back with him. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Hi, this is Marty Winston for Computer America with a news tips bulletin review of Maptitude. Sometimes a product turns out to be more useful than you could easily derive from the way it's presented, and such was the case with Maptitude. This is a GIS-based, Geographic Information-based map authoring application that can feed on open sources like census data or custom sources like many of the things you keep in spreadsheets, layering it all together any way you tell it to. You specify a lot about the map it will present, the size, the scale, lots more. The most impressive part is the wealth of alternatives you have for the look and feel of its output. It lets you add satellite imagery from online sources, adjust the transparency of layers, and customize just about every attribute of everything shown. In short, it makes maps a natural and graphical part of storytelling for just about any point you want to make that involves a place or many places, or the distribution of things across regions. It also makes it easier for you to visualize in a more visceral fashion the implications embedded in the data it portrays on the map. If this software could ever escape the concept that it's only for special erudite applications, it could be of tremendous value to a very broad spectrum of end users. Bottom line, Maptitude software can be a powerful ally in making your points. This is Marty Winston at the News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. 34 minutes past the hour, and and we're here with Masood Vaziri and Dr. Masood Vaziri. Yes, Doctor. And we're talking about his new glasses built with cameras built into them. And the entire time I'm sitting here listening to this, you know who would get a kick out of this?
Who?
Oh my God, I can't remember his name. How to shoot video that doesn't suck.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I forget the authors. Oh. He's on the show all the time, and he always talks about, how to shoot video. So his tips always include everything that we're actually talking about here, which is the best camera that the best camera for you is the one that you have. And and you always want to shoot in short clips, and you always want to just get the whatever you're trying to get, you want to get that, and that's it. You don't want all the filler. So like I'm listening to all these tips, and you sound like you're really addressing them with this camera and
Steve Stockman, by the way.
video.
Steve
Stockman. Steve Stockman. Yes, and all of his tips. He'd probably really like your eye-to-eye equipment. And one of the things though is that he's all about length of filming. And he's an advocate of shooting less is always better. But how long of a battery life can you expect from iPal?
Good question.
So that was really one of our requirements too. We didn't want to create a device that can run 10 minutes or 20 minutes and it runs out of battery, because that would be useless to the many of us parents who want to record their kids, or if you are at a concert, or if there is your kids are playing soccer or any other sporting events or school event that you want to record. So the starting at the get-go, we said this device has to record 2 hours of video, and that's the minimum. So iPal records 2 hours of video.
Okay.
And then as we were discussing this with potential users of the device, we talked to a group of citizen reporters, and they said we actually need more than 2 hours. is there a way that you guys can add a port to this device so we can plug in an extra battery? And that's what we have also added to our design. So with an extra battery that we offer, you can record up to 8 hours of video with this device.
That's very good.
Without interrupting the recording the video.
That's very nice. 8 hours of video. Yeah. Now,
How does the battery plug into the device? I mean, are you going to have, something sitting on top of your head, like you have to wear a hat to cover it, or, where is this other battery?
I mentioned we have a control module, which has the battery, processor, and touchscreen display. There is another battery that, with a little piece of wire that can connect to it, something like a tiny USB that will attach to it, and it provides battery to it, and you don't even have to stop recording to insert that, add that extra battery.
Yeah. Now, in other words, so you're carrying this little thing. It's about the size of a cigarette pack, but it's like half the thickness, I would think.
That's right.
You're right, and you can have that in your shirt pocket or in your back pocket. There's a cable that connects to the glasses, to the back of the glasses, which is the master control. And then you can, if you want to, as you say, plug in the spare battery in it with a little micro USB port, which is nice. I assume that if that battery runs out, you can unplug it and put another battery in. I mean, if you carry 2 or 3 batteries around, you can continue.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's your job, and one of the taglines that we use, we say, be your cameraman, be your own cameraman.
Exactly.
So if you want to go and shoot a documentary, or if you want to be a citizen reporter, you can be talking about the event, and with your eyes you can point, you can look at whatever you want the audience to look at and provide the commentary.
Now, you mentioned talking. Is there a microphone built into the glasses too? I mean,
Absolutely.
You're capturing audio. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Recording video without including the audio is doesn't have really much value. And these days, recording audio has become so easy, so trivial, that we keep just saying record video, but really the audio is so simple that we don't mention it.
Okay.
Anyway, but iPal does record audio, and it does actually record stereo audio. There is a microphone on each side of the eyewear, one closer to your left ear and the other one right ear.
Well, that is very, very nice. Now, when you say it's recording audio, are they directional microphones? Are they omnidirectional, unidirectional? I mean, what kind of a pickup pattern are you getting with these mics?
These are omnidirectional.
Okay, and so in other words, it's going to pick up your sound, and obviously anything that's about several feet away from you, you'll pick up as well.
Right. Yeah, it picks up what your ears are picking up.
Okay, well that's good. So it's really it's mimicking your eyes and it's mimicking your ears, really. So for a true human experience, and obviously if there's stereo, something is going from your left field of view to your right field of view. You're going to hear the sound, and if you listen to stereo, you're going to hear the sound doing the same thing. So you'll see it and you'll hear it as though it was real, as it was real.
Yes.
So that is very, very, yeah.
Yeah, and real quick question: no flash photography with this, right? This is all video, just video.
No.
Say it again, please.
You
asked about flash?
Yeah, he wants to know if you could take still pictures with it.
Oh, yeah, sure. It takes still pictures.
Oh,
so
okay.
Let's talk about taking. It doesn't have a flash. If it's too dark, it doesn't. It would be like your eyes. In darkness, you don't see things well. So this is mimicking your eyes. But for taking pictures, it has different modes. You can take single pictures with an eye gesture. The eye gesture could be a double blink, or it could be a wink. And you can program this to take pictures, let's say, every second, every minute, every hour, whatever you decided to. The camera can take picture. You can program it to take pictures anytime you see a face, or if anytime you talk to a person more than a certain period of time. You can also program it to take pictures randomly. So at the end of the day, when you go home, you have no idea what pictures you took. There is something to look forward to.
That is.
So iPal is really a wearable computer.
You're controlling it with facial gestures or with audio commands.
Eye gestures.
Eye gestures.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, you can control it fully with eye gestures, and that's why the control module goes to your pocket. You don't have to. Once you turn it on, you don't need to do anything with it. The control module is talking to your smartphone using Bluetooth. So if you need to see what you recorded, you can just pick up your cell phone and look at everything that is on the device on your cell phone. And that connection between the control module and your cell phone is wireless.
Very, very
So
nice.
in a way, iPal connects your eyes to your smartphone. And you can use eye gestures to take pictures. You can do eye gesture to do many things. One of the parts that is really we are excited about is pushing this technology beyond just camera and imaging. The fact that we can monitor your eye movement, you can also use iPal as a driver assistant. You have heard in the news that recently there were a number of accidents, truck drivers hitting, causing accidents. So with iPal, given that it monitors your eye movement, it knows how open and how closed your eyes are. It also keeps track of them as your eyes start closing gradually. It can wake you up if you are drowsy, if you are falling asleep. It can alert you. So iPal is really more than just a camera. It's a personal assistant.
It's a pal.
One of the app of this, that's right, it's a pal. It's a pal. If you had your friend with you while you are driving, if you fall asleep, he will wake you up. She will wake you up. The same way, if you are wearing iPal, and that's why we named it iPal.
Listen. If
I can mention a couple. I can mention a couple.
If I'm
go ahead,
I'm driving a car and I have somebody and they're sitting right next to me and I'm falling asleep and they don't wake me up, they're not my pal. You know, wake up.
Well, it can, and you can program it how to wake you up. It can make a noise. It can go to vibration mode or many things.
How about electrical shocks?
But the fact is, many of us drive alone. And when you look at truck drivers, they drive day and night. And sometimes you think you can drive an extra 2 hours or 3 hours, but sometimes we overestimate what we can do.
Could you, since it's against your temples of your head, could you put two little electrodes and send a mild shock into you to kind of wake you up? Wouldn't that work too?
We haven't tried that. We haven't tried that. But I think if the device has a speaker, if it talks to you, you will wake up.
Okay.
I think I'm doing better. Exactly. And real quick, because a couple people were asking me in the chat room and other places, just wanted to get some of the technical specs out of the way. Whenever you want to take still images with these glasses, it's 5 megapixel.
That's right.
The video resolution, and again, I'm getting all this from the Indiegogo page, where there's a ton of information and all the pictures you'd ever want about this thing. The video resolution is 720p, so HD at 60 frames per second. Field of view, field of view is 120 degrees, and it looks like you made a special point here to work with Android, iOS, and Windows. So I mean, support for everything.
Well, because people use everything. Most people are using iOS and Android, but Windows is also there. So all we have to do is really provide the app, provide the interface.
I think that's Windows' slogan at this point. It's like, yeah, Windows there too. Stores 8 gigs of data locally, and it has an SD card slot for 32 gigs. Now, the SD card slot, does that go into the the hand device, or does that slip into the glasses somewhere?
It goes to the control module that goes to your pocket.
All right. And it says here Wi-Fi and Bluetooth cable. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Since it's Wi-Fi cable, can you stream to, say, Dropbox or or some other cloud storage instead of going to the module?
Yes. Oh, the module itself has that capability.
Okay.
So you don't have to use your cell phone to connect to internet. And this device can broadcast live on internet on its own.
Okay. Very neat. Very neat.
Using the Wi-Fi capability that it has.
All right. So, and getting all that from there, just all the pictures are great, and I mean, it's Craig.
Yes. What?
I want one. Because and why I say that now, because in the near future, Computer America is going to be going to more conventions. We usually have correspondence going out, but for E3, CES, that kind of thing, the iPal seems like the perfect kind of device for someone going to sporting events, going to conventions, going to anywhere where you really want your attention on what you're doing, and just same time enjoying the moment, but also recording what you're doing.
Well, you're talking to Masood, and he's like the CEO of Eye to Eye, and I guess he's the right guy for you to ask. And he says you can get.
So I give him my credit card information. Got it. Okay. We'll handle that later.
Yes, we'll send you one, and you can test it and tell us how you find it.
All right. Well, that sounds.
And you can share the result with the listeners.
Absolutely.
I would love to. I mean, like I said, this is exactly what I'm going to be needing in a couple months.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Now, how close are you to fruition and seeing an iPal actually become available?
So right now we have a working prototype in our lab, and we are targeting December to be able to ship some of these to the backers of the iPal on Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm. So what is the time frame? Where are you now with Indiegogo?
The time frame is The time frame is December of this year, 2014.
Okay. All right. And you're looking to raise using crowdfunding. What are you looking to raise to make this happen?
Well, we for the crowdfunding, we had a target goal of 50,000, and the crowd supported us nicely, and we actually doubled that number.
Wow!
And we ended up at 100,000, which we appreciate. And at the same time, we have some angels who are helping us, supporting us, and we are talking to other investors as well.
Angels are always nice.
A nice thing, yes, a nice thing that this crowdfunding has done also, it gives us exposure to other investors who heard about it and they talk to us. And there is lots of interest. We have received interest from medical industry, from dentists, from people in manufacturing. There is a really wide range of interest. But one of the ones that I find interesting is being able to give eyes to the existing what are called digital personal assistant like Siri and Google Now and Microsoft Cortana that would be coming up this summer. As you all know, Siri was introduced by Apple in 2010, and she can understand, she can hear you, she can give you intelligent answers, but she cannot see. And a real personal assistant should be able to see. iPal is the only device out there that can see exactly what you see, and it will also be able to give eyesight to Siri and all the other digital personal assistants that are blind right now.
Yeah, that's a good question to ask Siri. You know, if you could see, what would you do? You know, I guess.
Well, Siri would be much more than fun, I would say, as my daughter would say, because now Siri can get involved in a real conversation. You can ask, what do you think about this? Do I look nice in this? And Siri can also ask you questions. Why did you do this? If Siri can read through your eyes what you are reading, what you are doing, what you are not doing, then Siri can ask you serious questions.
Yeah.
And it will not judge you. It would be just it would be Siri.
Ben, why did you do that?
I'm just thinking another girl tell me what I did wrong. That's
So really, with that, what iPal is doing, iPal is introducing a new user interface. It's a natural user interface between computers and humans. And with this natural user interface, the next generation computers would be more like humans. They would be helpers. You don't have to go to a computer or your smartphone and type things and get answers. These next generation personal assistant would be able to anticipate your need, and they can give you the answer before even you ask for it. I gave you the example of, for example, a driver assistant app. With that, this personal assistant is there, and if it figures out that you are falling asleep, it will wake you up. It will alert you. We have other apps on this platform, and one of them is Shopper Assistant. With Shopper Assistant, when you are shopping and iPal can see through your eyes the object that you are looking at, it uses image recognition to figure out what that object is. It can even read the barcode and QR code. And with all of those, it can search on internet, Amazon, local stores. It can figure out what prices you can pay for that device, and it can tell you the answers that you would like to have without asking for it. So this is another reason we named this iPal. It's a real pal. It anticipates your needs, and it allows computers to become your helper rather than something that you go to and type and ask questions, and then they start thinking about it and give you answers.
Now, what do you think iPal is going to cost when it comes out?
Okay, so the suggested retail price for it is $499.
Okay. And that includes everything you need to get started?
And that includes the imaging app, the camera app. Yes, it includes everything that you need. And we will have an app store. We'll have an app store that would, given that iPal is a wearable computer, developers can develop their own apps. Maybe they can use it for activity tracker. Maybe they can use it for sports or education or helping kids who need help with education.
Are you going to have
one simple app?
An SDK for it or something?
Yes. We'll have SDK for all those three major operating systems.
Okay, and what about the extra battery? What do you think, if they want to get the extra battery, what will that cost?
During Indiegogo campaign, we sold the extra battery for $55.
Okay, all right. So you can buy 2 or 3 of them and feel comfortable with it. I assume they're rechargeable, right? So you can carry 1 or 2,
absolutely.
and while the other one's being recharged. I mean, if you had 8 hours for the extra battery, that works out nice. Mm-hmm.
I don't think we want to record more than 8 hours a day. You'll get tired.
You would run out of time, to watch everything you just recorded.
Yeah, the attention span is not really that long.
Well, if you're out at CES, for example, you're at the Consumer Electronics Show, you want to record everything that you're doing and everything because you might miss something interesting, and so I think you would leave it on for a good portion.
Right.
Yeah, you leave it on for a good portion of the day. I don't know, Ben.
Sure.
Would you leave it on all the time, or would you just do it when you're doing interviews?
As fun as I am to watch sleeping, what I'm watching while I'm sleeping is not that fun to look at. So, no, probably just 1 extra battery pack for that 16-hour day. That sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so now if you want more information, again, it's real simple. Just go to our website at computeramerica.com. Click on the show notes pull-down menu. It's under the Archives pull-down menu. You'll see today's date, July the 1st. What happened to June, Ben? Gosh, July the 1st. And you'll see tonight's show, and you'll see iPal. The link is right there, so you can see it for yourself. And check out the website. Check out the crowdfunding Indiegogo, and participate. And who knows? This is like something that I think has a lot of potential. And I think that you've let Google kind of make a lot of the mistakes, and you've kind of learned from that in developing this product, and have avoided some of the pitfalls that they fell into.
We actually started working on this much before Google. I started working on this in 2008, when the terms like wearable computer and cameras didn't exist. But since we have been doing it with our own, and it's very expensive, it took a long time to do it.
Right. Well, again, it's all there at our website at computeramerica.com under our show notes page. Check it out. It's at iPal. They have the link to the iPal website, and you can check it out for yourself, and they have all the links there. Masood, I want to thank you for being with us here. It's very interesting, and Ben's going to hold you to that offer of getting us one of these iPals for him, because he's going to be covering a lot of conventions, and I think it would be very interesting to see how it works. And I think it would be a good way to promote the iPal if he's wearing it. Don't you think?
Yes, I think so.
All righty. Well, we'll get that information to you. And in the meantime, again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us and turning off all the internet in your home so we can have a good connection.
Okay, well, thank you for having me on the show.
Our pleasure. And thanks. And keep us informed of how things are going along, okay?
Sure.
All right. Take care. Have a good evening. Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, so there it is, the iPal from I2I. That's the name of the company, and I'm sure we're going to hear more from them. And Ben, looks like you're going to be getting one, and I think that
I'm not going to hold his feet to the fire. I'm not, pandering to that. I'm just saying it sounds like the kind of tool that I was thinking about getting. And this just kind of fits the bill.
Yeah, I think it does too. Of
course, I'm going to need my prescription in it, but other than that.
Yeah, that's true. You'll have to get. That's true. You will have to get your prescription, or maybe you can wear it over your glasses.
Look kind of silly.
It would look kind of silly. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, coming up in hour 2, we're gonna shift gears and move into our computer news segment. I assume we have computer news stories that you sent me, Ben.
I did send them to you. Some of them are ones that we didn't get to yesterday, and some are new ones.
Okay.
Including one from a new app service that Google bought. So Google now has streaming music.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, we're going to do that. When we come back, we're going to take a quick short break, only a few moments, and then we're going to have hour 2 of the Computer America Show. Also, a brand new news tips bulletin with Marty Winston. That's all coming up. Stay with us.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben. And this is his Mark.
And we're welcome into hour 2 of the show. We just had Eye to Eye on the program, Dr. Masood Basiri, talking about their iPal, with a promise that he's actually going to be sending Ben one to try out. So I think that's going to be interesting. If you
Seems like you're more excited about that than I am.
Well, I think it's something cool for you to try out. I think it's going to. Yeah. If you missed any of that, of course, you can listen to any of the Computer America shows at ComputerAmerica.com. Excuse me, at BlogTalkRadio.com. We archive all of our shows there. And of course, we also archive our live video streaming page brought to you by Otherworld Computing, okay, at maxsales.com. That's there as well. So you can watch the live video stream, or you can watch the under our archives pull-down menu. You can watch any of our video shows that we've been doing for the past several months now. Now that we're out of beta, so you can watch any of them. We save them, for forever as far as we're concerned. So they all stay up there as long as the internet's up there and we're here. Those videos will be available to you as well. So I think.
Are you preluding to the end of the internet?
No.
Okay.
I think the internet's going to be around for a long time.
You think?
I think so.
I mean, we just had a MaidSafe on, and they're trying to bring down the fall of the internet.
This is very true. Yeah, they are. But they're not doing it destructively. They're just trying to replace it with something else.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how successful they're going to be, though.
Oh, they have a good idea.
They do.
They have a foundation. They have a non-profit organization trying to get their idea out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, it could happen.
It could. Anything's possible. All right. Well, let's do some computer news. All right.
Okay.
Tonight's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system for free. That's right. Everything there at slimwareutilities.com, absolutely free. Download all of them. They will do exactly what we say they do. We use them here at the Crossman household. Check them all out. You'll be very happy with them, and you'll be glad that you did it. slimwareutilities.com.
I like them.
Yes. In this first story from Maximum PC, we actually didn't get to this last night. What's up with Microsoft's rumored Surface Mini tablet? According to him, don't hold your breath waiting for a smaller size Surface tablet. Leading up to the launch of Microsoft's Surface Pro 3, there were several rumors suggesting that Microsoft was planning to announce a Surface Mini tablet during the press event. Even Microsoft teased such an unveiling by inviting members of the press to a small gathering on May 20th. Instead, Microsoft unveiled the Surface Pro 3, and the Surface Mini is still nowhere to be seen. And that might not change anytime soon. According to the DigiTimes and its sources entrenched in the upstream supply chain, Microsoft has called off plans to mass-produce the Surface Mini. Microsoft is reportedly hesitant to jump into a highly competitive small-sized tablet market where there's a flurry of products, including Amazon's Kindle Fire line, Google's Nexus 7, and Samsung's Galaxy Tab line, just to name a few. The Surface Mini was rumored to support a 7.5 to 8-inch display powered by an ARM processor. And while the Surface Mini was never announced, there was at least one third-party company that began selling Surface Mini cases on Amazon. Interestingly, the listing is still on Amazon, though the accompanying pictures appear to show the cover wrapping around Lenovo's ThinkPad 8 tablet. So, I guess there was going to be no Surface Mini, at least not for the foreseeable future.
And I think that story just kind of illustrates when people have rumors or guess or assume. Now, don't get me wrong, 9 times out of 10 they're right.
Mm-hmm.
And Apple hasn't really been too secretive. Like maybe just the fact that Craig can't get his hand on any more information about the iWatch, but rumored is just rumored. It's not true. So, no Mini.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. By the way, kind of teased the announcement way at the beginning when you said anything else, Ben, and then we got into the whole show. What if anyone is a fan of our news segment? You know that we get a lot of our very interesting stories from a website called Device.
Yeah.
They were the tech website for the Sci-Fi channel. Sci-Fi. The one with Mega Shark vs. Giant Squid or whatever that were, or whatever that movie was. Loved it. They are closing their digital doors down in exactly 54 minutes.
No.
So, yeah.
I'm looking right here. It says Device says goodbye.
Yeah.
Today, Device will be closing its virtual doors. We're evolving into what? Fitting for a site that focuses on the future. Look for our sister site, Blaster, to start reporting more on the world of innovative technology, science, and design. So there it is. It's been a fantastic 6 years. For your loyal readership, we thank you, and they're going away.
Yep, and they just the way I had it all set up in my own mind was that Popular Science, Pop Sci, and Device always had kind of the offbeat, fun, quirky stories. So there goes one of them. So in case in case we ever got you hooked onto Device, because we did get so many great stories from them, they will no longer be as of tonight's show. But like they said, Blaster.
Where am I going to go to find stories about squirrels that break records and
I know.
funny little furry creatures doing strange?
Well, no, that's all the furry little creatures. That's more science bent, and that is Popular Science.
Ah, well, they're not going.
The Device has the killer drones and the other little weird robotic they had a lot of stuff on robotics, a lot of stuff on space and astrology, things like that. But I've got to find somewhere else for that kind of stuff now. All the robotics. They were big on robotics. They were.
Yeah, they were.
Oh well. Let's see. So that was my one announcement. Greg, did you have anything to announce?
Let me see. We did our upgrade alert yesterday, 7.1.2, for the iPhone, and nope, no other alerts that I know of here right now.
Okay. Then let me jump into this other story real quick. This one is, Craig, have you ever heard of a game called Second Life?
Yes, vaguely. I don't know too much about it, but I've heard of it. It
was essentially one of the first and biggest MMOs, multi-multiplayer online games, and I don't want to use the term role-playing because it's not really a role-playing game. It was more of like a social thing. It was kind of like Sims, but you went in, you had just unlimited potential to code and create and digitally make anything you wanted. And it was huge on social. Like, you get your avatar, you can make it look like any way you want, and then you go around and you essentially meet other people, and it was huge. It it had a couple million people back in early 2000s, and I mean, they even have a documentary of it on Netflix where they show people who are making upwards of over $100,000 who would simply create items for Second Life, and then they sell them in game, and then they get salaries every year of over $100,000. So it was a huge thing. So apparently here now, Second Life, the game is kind of coming into a new era, because as games evolve, if they don't, they get left behind, they get forgotten, and then they die a very sad, lonely death that video games tend to die from. So they have the CEO of Second Life admits that they have a new way to bring it about to the 21st century, or at least the next decade, and that would be using the Oculus Rift.
Ah, okay.
Now, everyone always kind of compared Second Life to the Facebook of MMOs. So what would be better than having that personal experience with your avatar and having Oculus Rift so that you can actually see other people's avatars, communicate with them, with a headset, microphone, all that kind of stuff, and being able to put yourself in a virtual room with everyone else you're trying to talk to.
That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it?
It's just taking Facebook and social gatherings to a completely futuristic, potentially creepy kind of, next level, just by putting you virtually and your avatar in with other people's avatars. And of course, if they have the same hookup and equipment, they're there with their Oculus Rift, they're seeing things like it's first person. It's just, it's all those sci-fi movies that you've seen where, in the future, it's just, creepy, lazy, dirty people all get online and they all have like that weird avatar that looks nothing like them.
Yeah.
That is essentially what Second Life is going to turn into. But I mean, it's happening.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're celebrating their 11th anniversary. They're going to roll it out for now, and it's if you were ever a fan of Second Life, it's definitely something that you might want to check out because it's going to add a completely different bent to it. And they actually have a quote here saying that we're building the next generation platform for hundreds of millions of people, not just for millions of people. So, think just social gaming, but the game is actually being social with other avatars. So
And
it's a weird one.
and it's art imitating life. I mean, they've done movies about this type of thing, and it's all been sci-fi, and here it is. It's starting to happen.
Yep. I mean, the graphics aren't going to be anything to rave about. It is still just Second Life. The graphics look a bit like Sims 2 and Sims 3, so it's not blow your mind. You think you're somewhere else, but it's just going to be that social experience, that social interaction that you always imagined you could have over the internet. Strange.
Well, it is. It's very strange, and but to see that happen, because I mean, there's so many movies that I've seen where people are using this to socially interact, and it's all been sci-fi. It hasn't been, and now it's these.
And
things.
it hasn't always been flattering either.
No, it hasn't. What was that one with what was his name? Michael.
I would say Bruce Willis, but that's not it.
Michael Douglas. He was in one where it was not indiscretion, but it was about in the workplace where the discrimination against women or something, and that's what it was about. In that movie they had a device very similar to this where they would and it was called I'm trying to remember, like the archive or something, and they could go in there and it was like rooms, and anyhow.
Do you know when it came out, by the way? Just in case anyone wants to look it up.
Yeah, it was like in the late
90s.
Yeah, late 90s.
Face Off, the game?
No, not Face Off. No, it was
not the game.
It was with Demi Moore. She was the bad person in that movie. Yeah, and Michael Douglas, and anyway.
Nope, not even anyone in the chat room knows what it is. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there have been many a game and many a movie imitating what this game would look like. So it's finally coming about.
Finally coming about. There you go. Say these movies are they have a window into the future. It's just amazing.
As long as the really crazy ones stay out of reality, Terminator, Sharknado, just those weird ones. They, Independence Day can go away. Just, we'll take the funny stuff and leave the scary stuff behind.
Well, here's an interesting story again from Paul Lilly. This is from Max PC. Samsung today announces an 850 Pro solid-state drives with 3D vertical NAND flash memory. Basically, he's calling this a new breed of solid-state drives is born. Okay. Now, he starts off saying solid-state drives are starting to feel like a dime a dozen, but don't mistake Samsung's newest line for just another ordinary SSD. Samsung's 850 Pro is the first SSD to sport the company's cutting-edge 3D vertical NAND, or VNAND, flash memory technology. Now, in case you've never heard of VNAND, it features a proprietary vertical cell structure that overcomes the density limit currently facing planar NAND architecture. Okay, with the new 850 Pro VNAND SSD, Samsung is introducing the next major evolution of solid-state drive technology, taking the lead in delivering high-density SSDs with outstanding endurance, performance, and energy efficiency. This, according to the Senior Vice President of Branded Product for Samsung. We are fully committed to establishing an innovative computing environment, providing customers with leading-edge VNAND SSDs with unrivaled performance. Samsung also baked in a technology called Dynamic Thermal Guard. This makes the drive maintain ambient temperature while operating to guard against the possibility of data loss due to overheating. In terms of performance, The 850 Pro offers sequential read transfers of up to 550 megabytes per second. Sequential write transfers of up to 520 megabytes per second. Not megabits, but megabytes per second. Random read performance of up to 100,000 IOPS, and random write speeds of up to 90,000 IOPS. Samsung's 8050 Pro SSD will come in 128, 256, 512 gigabytes, and 1 terabyte capacities. No word yet on price or availability. But you see, prices keep coming down, the technology keeps improving. This is really cool stuff. Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No price, again, no mention how much it's going to cost. But I think the days of the 64, 32 gigabyte hard drives are going away.
Yeah, but that's not a problem though. I mean, when you have standard hard drives, your HDDs, and they were all 2 terabytes big, 4 terabytes big, 1 terabyte big, and then you go back maybe 5 or 6 years earlier, and you were still buying 512 was maybe the largest you could buy, and standard was like 128 or whatever. I mean, no one's gonna miss having smaller drives. So good that they're getting faster, more power efficient, and bigger. This is one situation where you do not have to pine for days of old, because days of old suck compared to what we have nowadays, technology-wise. So
old.
Very good. All right, I got one about our friends over at Intel. This is hilarious because Intel love what they do with processors. Great thing. But whoever is running their rumors watching and or do not leak information department needs to work, needs to step up their game, because they seem to leak out a roadmap every 6 months of what they're going to do. Like there's no giant press conference where Apple, is going to unveil something new. Intel, you kind of see it coming a mile away, which isn't bad. Just saying, if they're trying to keep secrets, they could, keep secrets a little bit better. So this one here from Paul Lilly and Maxim PC again. Broadwell and Skylake headed for a Q2 2015 release, and this is all about a leaked roadmap reveals Intel's desktop processor plans, all the way through 2015. So a Chinese language website posted what it claims is an official roadmap for Intel's consumer-based desktop platforms from now through the Q2 of 2015. The roadmap covers several processors broken up into mainstream, premium, and extreme categories. It also includes a time frame for Intel's upcoming Broadwell and Skylake S architecture, both of which are scheduled for Q2 of next year. For those who are waiting for the Haswell E parts, there are 3 such chips coming out in Q3, so coming up this year, and 2 of them fall into the premium category: Core i7 5930K and 5820K, while the 5960K is listed in the extreme category. So the Core i7 5960K is obviously going to be their next biggest, most powerful processor that they make. It's the Broadwell and Skylake S parts that were perhaps most interesting, though. Broadwell was originally supposed to have launched by now, but getting down to 14 nanometers has been more challenging than anticipated. Now it's expected to be released in Q2 of 2015, and when it does, it will slip into socket 1150 motherboards built around the Intel's 9 series chipsets. These parts are also said to feature unlocked multipliers. I don't know what that means either. Skylake will sport a 14 nanometer manufacturing process, but with a locked multiplier. They'll likely run on socket 1151 motherboards, based on the upcoming 100 series chipsets. So what does that mean? A lot of numbers. That means that you might want to wait until at least the next quarter, or maybe even, if you possibly can, next year before you want to pick up a new processor.
By the way,
because they're on the horizon.
a multiplier means you can overclock the processor. When you have a locked multiplier, you can't overclock it.
Really? I thought you could overclock pretty much any processor. Like, I didn't know that they
Nope.
shipped them with that option of not overclocking it.
Yeah, that means it's when you lock them. It's a locked multiplier. It means you can't overclock it.
Okay, well then we here at Computer America always opt for the unlocked multiplier because we like overclocking.
Yeah, the lunchbox in the chat room just confirmed that. Yep.
Okay, so yep, remember, go for unlocked. So yeah, next quarter they're going to come out with their new i7, and next year around the second quarter they're going to come out with their new Skylake S parts.
Okay.
So
this is a leaked roadmap. We don't know how accurate this is though.
I've actually seen a lot of leaked roadmaps, not just from Intel, but there have been a few others. And when they're professional enough looking, I mean, same boat with the rumors, about the Windows Surface Tablet Mini and things like that. Yeah, they're still just rumors, but I mean, these are big companies that have to get a lot of information out, so it's kind of easy to imagine, someone just kind of putting it in the wrong place and someone else picking it up. So
Okay.
I hold it to be true.
All right. It may be. Maybe. Interesting story from Wired magazine entitled Google's Big Bet on the Future of User Interface Gadgets That Predict Your Needs. Now, at I/O last week, Google didn't make much hay about its boldest release all year, Android Wear. Its OS for smartwatches and Google Glass won't be some simplified version of a smartphone user interface. Rather, it will be a new kind of beast whose core experience is lifted heavily from Google Now. The Android Wear UX won't be a bunch of app icons arrayed on a screen. Rather, it'll be a series of cards, each of which is triggered by whatever you might be doing at the moment. Okay. Some of the interactions that Google touted were when you're preparing to leave for the airport, your watch would stack a series of cards about the traffic you could expect, your flight information, and your local hotel at your hotel location, or an app powered by Trulia, which would alert you when you're driving around the city to homes nearby that are for sale, or the ability to see if something you've added to your Pinterest board is available in a store nearby. Crucially, none of the actions would be ones you're explicitly bringing up. Rather, they would simply appear on your watch. And if you need something in particular, you just speak your command out loud, whether that's to set up a calendar appointment or send a friend a text message or figure out the name of the song you're hearing. All this was in service to an ambitious goal that interaction designers have since the dawn of interaction design in the 70s. Basically, the experience of a product shouldn't compete with the world. At the best, it can provide timely information to be connected to the moment you're in. Okay, so that's it. Now, there are some shortcomings for now. A new platform is on the way. The only problem now is that the experience seems to be awful. Android Wear still defaults to mapping the functions of a cell phone too directly. The smartwatches that depend upon them simply because proxies for your smartphone that are more insistent. Early users were around the Wired office reported that the watches with Android Wear are buzzing constantly with new messages. If you want to mute the various apps such as email, you end up muting them completely instead of making them buzz only when the most important messages arrive. In short, there is a long way to go before our devices are able to figure out all by themselves exactly what we really want in the moment. Once again, Google's instinct to launch before a user experience is fully baked is, for now, obscuring the quality of the ideas behind it. So it goes on to say, Google's VP of Design sat down to talk with Wired about this new era of interaction design. When asked about this newfound push towards contextual smarts, he couldn't quite pin down the origins of such thinking at Google. Rather, he says it was a natural progression that came about when trying to stitch together all of Google's various products while making them useful in the new wearable form factors. Okay, so they had a little interview with him. He talked about it. I think that basically that's it. He says, in the near term with Android Wear, there are some major challenges to be solved. For example, you can't really cobble together seamless, contextually aware interactions from stuff as plain as a precise set of sensor readouts, or do people want context in different ways at different times? So much so that it's silly to map out our needs to simple chains of if-then logic. We still have a long way to go before what these devices can do is more than simply logical. To be useful, these things will also have to be surprising. That's a very high bar, but it's one that we'll expect before wearables can even steal us away from our phones. So, I made a decision. I don't think I'm going to get an iWatch.
You don't think so?
I don't think so because I'm having my watch repaired, and I think I'm going to go with the Rado watch that I have. It's a nice watch, and you know, it tells the time and date, and that's what I want from a watch. You know? What?
You're showing your age, Craig.
I'll wait. I mean, if the iWatch blows me away, I will get one. But you know, I'm not gonna buy it blindly. You know, if it does some of the things that I think are kind of useful, then I'll get it. But if not,
That's not like Craig at all.
What's like Craig?
Buying Apple blindly. That's very Craig. I mean, I don't blame you. I have a very, very strong feeling that it's going to be fitness orientated. It's going to be like a fitness tracking device, more so than an actual adjunct to an iPhone. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't blame you. But of course, we should always, you know, wait and see. But yeah, this whole article was about Google. Google.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're weird.
Yeah.
Should I do the story of Google buying a streaming music company? Or the one about the squirrel with the really fluffy tail that eats deer hearts?
The Google streaming service.
All right. We'll save the other one for after the break. Good call, Craig. Good call. So this one from Time, and it's Google buys the music streaming service Songza. Songza. The music streaming service says its product will remain unchanged for now. The music streaming service Songza announced today, that it's being purchased by Google, adding to the tech giant's already sizable presence in the online music sector. Quote here, "We can't think of a better company to join our quest to provide the perfect soundtrack for everything you do," Songza said. No immediate changes to Songza are planned, other than making it faster, smarter, and even more fun to use. So Songza didn't reveal a purchase price. The New York Post, citing unnamed sources, reported last month that Google was offering about $15 million, far less than the billion-dollar-plus variations of the online music behemoth Spotify and Pandora. Songza streams music in its smart playlists, curated by experts and tailored to an individual user's habits.
Yeah.
Which is another thing Google has.
Yeah, it's another thing that Google has. All right, we're going to have that brand new news tip bulletin from Marty Winston. It's different from the one last night where it's replacing. It's really interesting. This is the Computer America Show. Got lots more news coming up. Stay with us.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 120,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, Cover America Auto Care has announced revolutionary, inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage that is now available to the general public to save consumers thousands on auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for drivers to call who own a vehicle that is less than 10 years old for a free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number is 800-483-2514. Drivers who are covered with this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair again. This is the auto coverage now sweeping across America at a fraction of what dealerships charge and is now available to the public by calling today. The number to call is 800-483-2514. 800-483-2514. That's 800-483-2514.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-866-663-MyTV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MyTV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV.
Hi, this is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, it's the Apricorn Aegis Padlock DT drive. Apricorn has long been one of the cleverest added value hard drive companies and very well tuned to the needs for security in a hard drive. Their brand new Aegis Padlock DT is another star in that galaxy. We got in the 4 terabyte version of this USB 3 treasure in a well-locked box. Wall wart powers it, but powering doesn't get you anywhere. The keypad on the top is your entry. You need to enter a user set code, 7 to 16 digits long. Tick, 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 tick. But it's not easy to cheat. There's no access until you enter the code. It has 3 defenses against brute force crack attacks, up to and including, boom, a data self-destruct, plus timing attack defenses. When it comes to the data on the drive being hardware encrypted, let's run the alphabet soup. They've got FIPS 140-2 validation, XTS AES 256 bits. It is solid. And the case has a physical lock slot. When the drive's inactive for a while, it automatically reverts to locked and needs to have its unlock code entered again. If you never store proprietary data or sensitive information or anything that would get you into trouble if you were to post it on a public chalkboard, this may not be something you need. But if that's not the case, just how safe are your removable drives? Bottom line, whether you're driven by morality or liability or regulatory mandates, there's an extreme level of unauthorized access protection now available in high-speed Apricorn Aegis Padlock DT drives. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. That was a good one.
Yeah, that sounds like a kind of a cool drive. I mean, if you're looking for security, I wonder what Charles Tyndall would say something about that. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
I'm sure he's listening, and he'll, pop in with a response soon. Welcome back to the Computer America Show. I didn't know this, and someone in the chat room just popped up with it. What? Today's Canada Day.
Yay!
Yeah, it's a national holiday apparently. So, yay Canada! Thank you for the syrup. It was delicious. We expect more. So welcome back to the Computer America Show. We are doing computer and technology news brought to you by Slimmer Utilities, and we are here, there, and everywhere. And I believe it's Craig's turn to pick a story after we just did one about Google purchasing Songza. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how much do you know about Bitcoin?
I know far too much for someone who has nothing to do with it.
Okay, well, evidently California lifts the ban on Bitcoin. Technically,
there was a ban?
Lifts the ban, yeah. Technically, all transactions using digital alternative currencies has been illegal in California until yesterday. That's right. California lawmakers approved a bill yesterday that lifted an outdated ban on the use of Bitcoin and other alternative currencies as more states seek to clarify and revise virtual currency laws. AB 129, which Governor Jerry Brown had signed on Saturday, will ensure that various forms of alternative currency, such as digital currency, will be legal in purchasing goods and transmitting payments according to the bill's text. The bill reflects the growing use of digital currencies, revising Section 107 of California's Corporation Code that prohibits use of anything but the lawful money of the United States, unquote. In an era of evolving payment methods from Amazon coins to Starbucks stars, it is impractical to ignore the growing use of cash alternatives. This, according to the bill's author. Okay, his name's Dickinson. Dickinson noted that points and rewards programs function as digital currencies, right? And thus would not have been legal without the passage of AB 29, which legalizes these community currencies, that is, alternative payment systems between businesses and customers. I mean, you know, you get those loyalty cards and rewards, and you get points, you know. Well, I guess those points, technically, because you can cash them in for what, you know, stuff. I mean, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Other states have similarly sought to clarify their Bitcoin laws. In March, Texas Department of Banking stated that Bitcoin transmissions, while permitted, are not technically quote-unquote currency transmissions. That month, the New York State Department of Financial Services announced the state will accept proposals for a virtual currency regulation system. While Bitcoin use is now legal in California, it is not technically legal tender. A status reserved for and defined federally as United States coins and currency under the Coinage Act of 1965. The Coinage Act of 1965, you can see it's really current, you know. I mean, they barely had computers back in 1965, let alone
I know, and they're trying to use that to legislate Bitcoin?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Isn't it time to update the Coinage Act of 1965? Come on.
The Bitcoinage Act of 2014.
The IRS clarified in March that Bitcoin functions more like property than currency, which means that taxes applying to property transactions also apply to Bitcoin transactions. Elsewhere in the world, only very few countries, notably Brazil and China, have specific regulations of Bitcoin use. Why am I not surprised? I mean, China's really, you know.
You'd be surprised, but Brazil has, you know, a couple 100 million internet users, and they have internet to a lot of their citizens. Brazil is actually up there with, you know, today's internet youth. Like, because whenever you think worldwide internet, you think South Korea, they have all the gamers. China, they have all the people. India, but then again, they really don't have that many people with, like, their internet isn't really, you know, everywhere and stable. United States, of course. And then Brazil. Brazil has a ton of internet users. So, you know, you can kind of see the more internet users there are in a country, the more the legislation in those places show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So.
No, I agree. I think that, I mean, China's been very, how should I say? I mean, in many instances, is very modern in their approaches to many different things.
You know what I think they're doing?
What?
I think they recognized early on that technology was going to be a big thing, and China is trying really hard to make sure that they are, if not ahead of the curve, leading the charge. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you know, America has that whole middle class thing, and you know, we've always been really good with technology. But I mean, it's China and Germany that are kind of, and even Russia to an extent, that are giving us, you know, the run for the money. So I mean, and also China has that whole, you know, every level of government is kind of behind China in technology superiority. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at that building that was that giant pink building that they were going to build.
Yeah, that utilized every other kind of green energy and some that didn't even exist yet.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, they're very progressive. Okay, I'm not going to do the one about the squirrel. So, but Engadget.
Hey, what?
IBM's.
You just did your story.
Huh? I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
you don't remember it?
Yeah, I know, but we got it enthralled in it, I guess. I thought you started it, but you're right. I did it. Okay. So, are we gonna?
Actually, I have a quick little shout out, and then because we were talking at around our dinner table here, Did you know that pistachios were dyed red to cover imperfections on the shells due to harvesting methods when grown in the Middle East?
I heard that.
But now, 98% of pistachios are grown in California,
Yeah.
so they don't need red pistachios anymore.
They're white. I can't remember the last time I ate a red pistachio. Every pistachio I've seen, they're all white shells.
Well, ever since that embargo, from the Middle East, I think all the red ones are actually grown in Iran, I think.
Have you seen a red? I haven't seen red pistachios now that I think of it, I haven't seen them in years. I don't think I've seen red pistachios.
Red pistachios. I mean, again, the only reason they were dyed red was to cover the imperfection. But now that 98% of pistachios are grown in California, no need for the red. So I mean, and I would assume red pistachios really haven't been popular in the United States for at least the last 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. I remember turn your fingers red. It was really strange stuff. My parents used to eat them all the time. They loved them, and they would sit eating pistachios. And
apparently, a lot of people have stories of their parents or someone they knew would get in bed at the end of the day and eat eat a pound of them, eat a couple pounds of them, just.
Yeah, I mean they just because it's before you know it, you're through them. Although I had some pistachios the other day for the first time. I didn't realize that I bought them. I thought they had salt and pepper on them, and they were really tasty too. I thought they were very good. Your mom didn't like them though. She does. She likes plain pistachios.
Oh yeah.
She's the pistachio purist.
Pistachio connoisseur. So yeah,
exactly.
that's that was a little off topic, but
all right.
Now to get back on topic.
Hit me
with pistachios, nuts. We're going to squirrels.
Hit me with a squirrel. Yeah, hit me with a squirrel.
We're doing squirrels.
Okay.
This one from Popular Science. And, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please send me email. Send me your hate mail. After I read this title, send me your hate mail and tell me, Ben, no one would be interested in that. Mm-hmm. The title from Popular Science. This squirrel breaks record for tail size and may eat deer's heart.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, that right there is a carnivorous giant-tailed squirrel. I await your hate mail. Okay, so it begins by and they have pictures all over the article here.
It's adorable. Are we talking about Sot squirrel?
No, we're talking about the tufted ground squirrel, one of the strangest tree-dwelling rodents on Earth. Native to Borneo, it is rarely seen. Only one camera trap study in the park on the island turned up only one of these squirrels, known scientifically as a huge scientific name. When they have spotted their large tail has stuck out. Okay. More of the furry creature were photographed in most recent study, and the researchers made quite a discovery. The squirrel's tail is 130% of the mass of the rest of the body, giving the species the largest tail-to-body ratio of any known mammal. Its closest competitors in the bushiest tail category are ring-tailed cats, striped possums, and squirrel gliders, though in each of the cases the animal's fluffy appendages were merely the same size as their non-tailed body.
Zach's got a pretty big tail.
Zach does have a big tail, but it's not 130% times the size.
No,
but why would it be advantageous to have such a large tail? The researchers suspected it could be used to deter predators such as the Sunda-cladded leopard by making the squirrel appear bigger, or making it harder for big cats to get a hold of the rodent. So, they have pictures of this thing all over here. The squirrels are known to eat the seeds of the malva, some other flower, also known as cheeseweed. This weedy plant found in Africa and Asia and elsewhere has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, so no inflammation in the squirrel. Perhaps that helps him grow such a bushy tail. Of course, pure speculation. More bizarrely, the squirrels are said to stalk deer and other large animals. As local hunters told the researchers, the squirrel... Okay, this is going to get graphic. The squirrels wait in a low branch for a deer to pass below, jumps onto his back, and thereby disposing of the deer in a very vicious manner. So once the deer is down, the squirrel proceeds to take out the deer and eat the deer. So in some amazing, wonderful world of science, this deer hunts, tracks, and defeats deer all on its own.
The squirrel does that by himself.
Yes. So the researchers wrote that they would keep an open mind about these stories. After all, they added, another seemingly unlikely story from Borneo of a deer that
Well,
about a deer that would hide underwater for long periods of time turned out to be true.
there you go.
So, everything strange you hear doesn't mean it's not true.
This is true.
So, yes, a giant, fluffy-tailed squirrel
You're eating squirrel.
that kills deer.
That's it. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Now, getting back to technology,
Oh,
IBM's
I like
Watson.
that one.
You remember Watson from IBM? It was supposed to be the supercomputer. I mean, the assistant, the digital assistant. Well, IBM's Watson supercomputer will help you cook in this new recipe app. Okay. Conventional recipe apps are well and good if you're not sure what to eat in the first place, but what if you're looking to experiment? Well, IBM thinks its Watson supercomputer can offer some advice, so it's teaming up with the editors at Bon Appetit to test Chef Watson, an app that leans on the cognitive machine's food-making skills to spice things up. Rather than make you choose from a small, predefined set of recipes, you set some criteria and let Watson do most of the hard work. It produces 100 meal suggestions based on both the ingredients you've allowed and the cooking styles you prefer. Interesting. The two companies are just starting to take sign-ups for the Chef Watson test run, and it will take 2 weeks. It will take weeks and months before the software is available to wide numbers of foodies. Provided the app takes off, though, it promises to do more than give you fresh ideas for Wednesday night dinner. IBM believes the software could help you become a better cook. You may discover tasty ingredients combos and preparation techniques that you would never have considered otherwise. Now, I could see also for medical purposes, if you weren't supposed to eat certain things and still wanted to make,
Oh, I thought you were talking about we just took a pancreas out of that guy over there. How do we repair it, Watson? And Watson's like, oh, I got this. Have you tried white balsamic vinegar and pepper? It's delicious.
Chianti, yeah. No, what I'm saying is that if you're diabetic or something and you can't have certain things, you could use something like this to plan really nice, interesting meals that you may not have considered before. Is what I'm saying. So
people, it seems like in the last couple of years, between gluten allergies and vegan lifestyles and vegetarians taking a larger role, just people and their diets have just become so varied and confusing.
Mm-hmm.
If Watson can help you navigate through that,
Mm-hmm.
more power to Watson.
Okay.
See, I was thinking that you're like medical field. I'm like, oh, Craig's gonna try to cook medical waste. That'll be entertaining. But okay, yeah, I see where you're getting at.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Your turn.
Okay. Okay. So here we this one again from Time, and it's about T-Mobile.
Yeah. So this I read this article earlier. This is something. I mean,
Would you like to do it?
If you want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, basically, T-Mobile charged customers for spam text frauds. And now, the Federal Trade Commission. Yeah, the Federal Trade Commission accused wireless carrier T-Mobile today of placing unauthorized charges on customers' bills for unwanted premium SMS services such as flirting tips, horoscopes, and celebrity gossip. T-Mobile generated hundreds of millions of dollars by taking a portion of the typical $9.99 a month subscription fee charged for such services, according to the FTC. Now, wireless carriers often agree to include third-party charges in customers' monthly phone bills. Like AT&T customers, for instance, can pay for Beats Music as part of the cell phone plan. However, sometimes these charges are not authorized by customers and are hidden deep within their bills, a practice known as cramming. Several cramming companies targeted T-Mobile subscribers, but the wireless carrier continued to let them charge its customers even after there were indications of fraud, according to the FTC, which says up to 40% of the customers who were charged for these services asked for a refund. The FTC argues that figure should have indicated fraudulent activity. The director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection said credit card companies typically investigate instances of potential fraud if at least 1% of customers claim they have been wrongly charged from a specific vendor. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
1%.
That's all it takes.
Well, I like to think that's a lot of people. I mean, 1%. Let's say you get 10,000 people who've been ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1,000 people. No, 100 people have to call in.
Now, it's wrong for a company like T-Mobile to profit from scams against its customers when there were clear warning signs that the charges it was imposing were fraudulent. Again, this according to the FCC, whose goal is to ensure that T-Mobile repays all of its customers for those crammed charges. Okay. Beyond allowing the charges to occur, the FTC also claims that T-Mobile made it difficult for customers to discover the charges on their own phone bills. The carrier also refused refunds to some customers who told them to try to get their money back from the scammers. Yeah, right. That's going to happen.
That works.
Yeah. The FTC will also seek a court order to ban T-Mobile from allowing cramming in the future. Okay. The accusation of subscriber duping undercuts T-Mobile's customer-friendly Un-carrier marketing campaign the carrier has pursued in the last year. As part of that strategy, the company has gotten rid of cell phone plan mainstays like 2-year contracts and overage charges, which constantly vilifying its competitors as overly greedy. Now, the company is hardly the only wireless carrier that has allowed cramming. Last fall, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint all agreed to stop billing customers for unwanted charges from third-party services in most states. They also pointed out that T-Mobile already has a program in place to provide refunds to customers who felt they were fraudulently charged via cramming. Well, there you go.
So it's not a new problem.
No.
Although the article is right. T-Mobile, their advertising campaign in the last year, I don't know if you've noticed, Craig, has been very much along the lines of those other guys, they're real jerks. They are charging you way too much, and they're locking you in contracts.
Mm-hmm.
That's their advertising campaign. So it doesn't help when T-Mobile is hit with something like this. And also, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Cell phones and subscription-based things and things like that, those are so annoying. I actually fell for one. I actually downloaded a song for a cell phone. This was, I was back in like 8th grade or whatever. And I thought, okay, I'll pay the 99 cents for the song and I can use it. And, I liked it. It was okay. It got annoying after about 3 hours. But, I was happy paying the 99 cents. And then come to find out, you look at your bill, and just by buying one song, you're automatically subscribed, and you have to pay $15 a month just to use the service, just to keep using that same song you just purchased for $1.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sucked for you. You're the one who had to pay it because I was in 8th grade. But, these things happen.
Yes, they do. Well, I don't know about scam, but I mean, look at your cell phone. We were on this new AT&T mobile share,
That's not scam, but it's definitely
$15 for each additional phone, and you had your iPhone, and we got it all under the family plan, this mobile share, and then you had the 4S, and they said you were eligible to update your phone. So I upgraded my phone
because my 4S broke. By the way,
exactly.
There was dirt in it, and it needed cleaned out, and it was broken.
And so instead of getting you another 4S, I figured, well, okay, well you were qualified, so I got you the 5S. I figured, why not do it? Because it was inexpensive, you qualified for it, and it was a renewal of the 2-year plan and everything. Then I find out that because of that, you have to give up the $15, and now it's $40 a month because of that. Had I known that, I would have gotten you another 4S.
Well, I'm glad you didn't know that then. But yeah, there's a there's a lot of that little contract wiggling, that kind of thing, that I think any normal person is not going to catch.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I consider myself a normal person. Didn't catch it. Catch it. Didn't
Abby
catch
normal.
Abby normal. Exactly.
Okay, so think we have time for one more story?
Yeah, do the CNET one.
CNET one. What Dropbox?
No, the easy way to sync files.
Yeah, Dropbox.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the easy way to sync files across devices. And, you know, this is a review from CNET, and I have heard about Dropbox forever. You know, in college, they actually make you create an account and use Dropbox. Dropbox has a great program for students because, you know, just storing all of your homework and information in the cloud makes students' lives easier. You know, it kind of keeps those doctoral students from losing their thesis and then just, you know, crying in a corner because they lost, you know, 2 years worth of work. But yeah, this is a review by CNET of Dropbox, and it starts off with, you know, the too long didn't read, the very beginning, the good. Dropbox lets you share photos, videos, and files easily across just about any device or platform, and you can also get access from any web browser because, as you know, Dropbox is just an online service.
Right.
The bad, even though the app is free, you only start with 2 gigabits of space.
Gigabytes, yeah.
Gigabytes. That's right. 8 bits to a byte.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line that they say for this is, for sharing files across platforms, Dropbox is a must-have that's incredibly easy to use with a quick free download and a minimal setup time. So, you know, and they have the full review here. You know, it's about 2 pages long. We're not going to go through it, but I gotta agree with this one. Just, you know, off instinct, I use Dropbox as a great way to store information. If, you know, Google Drive is very similar, but if you are a fan of just having more and more storage, having Dropbox and Google Drive, you get, you know, about 12 gigs of data for free.
Yeah.
And that's enough to back up a lot of photos and a lot of files that you want to keep easy access to. So Dropbox is definitely something that you should be using.
Yep, exactly.
Especially if you have phones that you want to, you know, share pictures on, stuff like that, because most phones don't have very good storage internally. So, you know, a Dropbox app helps you with the storage problem that a lot of phones run into.
Okay, well, there it is. Tomorrow night, it's going to be our Wednesday Madness show, and we're going to have Mike Cermak is going to join us. It's the first Wednesday of the month, and he always joins us on the first Wednesday of the month. Mike Cermak, the owner-operator of TechGuy.org, is going to be with us, and again, we'll have open phone lines, answering any questions you may have about computers and technology. It's always a good show. And then, of course,
60 seconds.
in an hour or two, we're going to do more computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software. And on Thursday, we're going to have one more show. And then Friday, of course, it's the 4th of July, and we'll have the 4th of July weekend upon us, and then back on Monday. So, but we will see you tomorrow night, and hopefully you will be here with us as well. Again, thanks to our guest from from
The
iPal.
doctor from Eye to Eye, the iPal.
The iPal. And we're going to pursue it. We're going to see if we can get Ben to get one of those, okay, and use it out at CES. So until tomorrow night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Hopefully everyone's stocking up on those ribs.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, and again, thanks to everybody in our Google Hangouts, our live video streaming page, brought to you by Otherworld Computing. And thanks for being with us, and Ben and I will see you tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
So say goodnight, Ben.
Good night, Ben.